Yeah, we'll call it a stand-in.
So let's stand then.
Yeah.
It's called a stand-in.
And we must stand.
Oh, yeah. It is tricky. It is a legal mind fuck.
It is.
Look at me now. I'm sitting on the wrong chair. I said mind fuck.
Oh, shit. But Dave, who's too good? Who's too good, shit?
But I want to do it to a specific person. I want to put it inside someone's ear, but not anybody, only that person.
Fuck what they heard.
You see, my terminology is wrong.
Yeah, because
that moment.
Said, hey guys, I'm gonna be an ancestor. I'm gonna be a Sangoma now. Like, hey guys, I'm gonna be a Sangoma. Hold on. I'm just gonna call it. I'm gonna be Sangoma. I got an offer. There's a conversation that's happening. Aye. There's a conversation that's happening. There's a conversation that is happening.
What is the name?
There is a conversation that is happening.
What? I can't believe I'm doing this.
Podcast and landlord. Like the rent is due. Or a podcast like the rent is due.
I said, you know what? The rent is due. I'm going to do the show today. That's how it's done.
Imagine your landlord saying, okay, let me say this, cookie rent.
Do we stand in or we sit in?
Stand in.
It's a stand in.
Yeah, we'll call it a stand in.
So let's stand then.
Yeah.
It's called a stand-in.
And we must stand.
Oh, yeah. You do that. It's going to be a lot of fun today.
Yeah,
we're talking about all sorts of stuff.
Okay, let's go.
You ready?
I'm always ready.
But the show starts with Enda. Tibla is here.
Yeah.
Shane is here.
Yeah.
Who do we have? Dudu is here.
Yeah.
Doom is here.
Yeah.
Who's Doomy?
Yeah. What does it do?
Doom? Assistant producer.
Oh, you got an assistant
Yeah,
now.
Dudu is an
All I do with me.
Yeah,
I met him earlier. I didn't know what he was doing. I thought it was part of Piano Pals something, or he's a piano artist.
Well, now you know.
Oh, shout out. Welcome, bro.
Thank you so much. And we haven't seen Dudu in a while.
Yeah. Where have you been, Dudu?
Ow. Yeah. She's going to tell us?
Yeah.
Never.
Yakhuluma. Prakteve ubukeli show.
No. Ngiyabukela. But izolo ngambuza ukuthi bokuphi. Athi no, it's personal.
Oh, I see.
No,
All right.
I just took a little break.
Okay.
Mental health break.
Ah.
Yeah, I was fatigued. So
Really?
I don't think you perform at your best if mentally you're
That is
exhausted. You're gonna end up making mistakes. So, well, I was still working from home, but at least I wasn't waking up, and I needed some personal space.
You feeling better?
Yeah, did it
Much better.
Is that why we have Doomy now?
Yes. Very important.
Shout out, man.
I think she became an employee with demands. Close to a star.
She produces a lot of the shows, so she deserves it.
It's a lot of work.
She needs a hand.
It's a lot of work. Tabang is here. Noah is here. Fair Checker is here. Konje mekubiza banjo. It's in Piwe. It's let's get it right. It's Piwe.
Yeah.
Piwe is here, and we have a Phil Pella is our ghost lady.
Oh, Phil Mpila, ne?
It's Mpela, not
Pella. I said it right.
Mpela, yeah, Mpela.
It was an Mpela.
Mpela ke Motswana. I'm not Zulu or Xhosa, so it's Mpela.
Mpela.
Yeah.
Welcome, bro.
Anytime, you know.
Yeah.
That's
So am I right in saying that ke ghost lady?
Ghost man, yeah. Which one do you prefer, bro?
No, we'll go with that.
Ghost lady.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
Oh, ghost lady. Oh, okay.
Let's start here.
Yeah.
Can a child sue a doctor for being born if a doctor failed to inform the parents that their child will be born with severe disability? Can a child, when they're older and they've had a difficult life, whatever that disability was, and now they're older, they're 18, and they say, I want to sue the doctor for allowing my parents to birth me.
Why not sue the parents? Because it's out
The parents
now.
didn't know.
The parents didn't know.
Mm-hmm. The parents, the doctor failed to inform them that your child may have a severe disability.
Damn, that's...
We'll come back
gross
to it.
negligence.
Yeah.
We'll come back to it.
Oh, we're aborting it?
No.
It sounds like we're aborting it.
We're not aborting it.
We're not aborting it.
We are freezing it.
Oh, okay.
And we're saying, we'll think about it later. Do you have a comment?
Oh, wow, man.
That's a tough one, eh?
Yeah.
I mean, like, why would... Okay, so I understand the point where the doctor should have disclosed. I get
Yes.
that, right? But then that, for me, opens a lot of avenues that are very, very dangerous. What if now my life in jail sucks right now and I'm like, I'm going to have to sue my parents because...
Or sue my doctor.
Yeah.
yeah, because my life sucks.
But
It's a
the
tough one.
scenario is very simple. Think about it. The parents, the mother is pregnant.
Yes.
And keeps going to the doctor. The doctor sees that there's something wrong, but doesn't tell the parents.
Yeah.
And then the child is born with a severe disability of whatever kind.
Yeah.
And much, much later, they're saying the doctor should not let this happen. I am suing the doctor for not telling my parents.
Rightfully so, because when we were going to the gynae, they did so the gynae, obviously you want to know, the child's fine, etc. And he did say that the child is fine. And if the child wasn't fine, they'll let you know. Especially they check like Down syndrome and
all
things
those
like that.
stages.
Yeah, if
where
you're
they
not,
measure the nose.
yes,
and all that
exactly.
stuff.
And
Yes.
some people are not down with having a child like that, you know? And then some people will say, no, we get rid of it.
Yes.
But we were like, hey, man, whether the child comes out, hey, because I don't know, man, it you know, conceiving, as much as we know the biology of it, it's still a magical thing. And however, though, as poetic as it is to say I'm going to love my child no matter how they come out.
No matter what.
In reality, man, it's admin. You know, I've seen it's admin having a child with a disability. So people should be offered that luxury,
Opportunity
the
to-
option.
Yes.
Yeah, to say, nah. But we were like, hey, whatever
happens.
we hope the child is fine, but if the child is not, we'll accept the child as they are. But the doctor, man, shouldn't the doctor lose a license or something?
Hey, the doctor should have told them. But now the child, 18 years later, the child is suing. I want to leave it to the chillers to comment on this. Don't worry about it. It is tricky. It is a legal mind fuck.
It is.
Look at me now. I'm sitting on the wrong chair. I said mind fuck.
Oh shit! But Dave, who's too early? Who's too early, Shem? Who's too early? Uncle T.
We're gonna start here. Edwin Sodi is ordered to repay profit from the failed 292 million rands project. It's that water project in Hammanskraal.
Ish, man.
Controversial businessman Edwin Sodi has been ordered to repay profits from the botched 292 million rands water treatment project, which contributed to a deadly cholera outbreak that has killed over 23 people
man, yeah.
and all of that. What is your take on it's a tender gone bad? It's a tender with bad results. Or is it a dodgy tender from the beginning?
Oh, most likely dodgy, because I mean he gets all the tenders. So by default, but the fact that he gets all the tenders is shady already. And then there's we know the links with certain politicians, but also if you think people died, shouldn't there be a case, a more serious charges, similar to the doctor who didn't inform the parents that the child is going to come out disabled? Who's going to be held responsible for the deaths? Like if a doctor operates on me and then due to negligence, okay, I will sign indemnity forms. But sometimes due to negligence and they kill you, you can pursue criminally.
Yes.
All right.
But
So I think that as well. But with this, I feel like he'll never pay back the money because he's got the resources. He's gonna fight it in court. It's gonna go to court, and it's gonna be years down the line. There's still the process, and so I really feel like it's a move in the right direction. But I don't think it's gonna yield that desired result.
it's
anytime soon.
SIU investigations are always about recovering the money.
Yeah.
And they're saying, let's get the money, let's get some money back. And they're saying, let's get profit back. From the project, he had only done 63% of the project, 292 million rands. You calculate the profit, give or take 20%, 30%, he probably made 53 million rands in profit. That is the amount of money he made. But he didn't finish the project. Therein lies the issue. Because if you didn't finish, remember, it's a tender. The tender must be done and complete, and then we regard it as a badly done tender. Then that's when we start calculating the profit. But if you were given 200 million rands, you didn't spend all of it on the actual project, and now they want profit back. In my opinion, they should be getting the whole money back because the work wasn't done properly.
Why was he paid the entire money if
Don't ask
before
me.
the project was even
Don't
done?
ask
Man?
me.
Like, how does it work?
Don't ask me, Shane, why was he paid the entire money? Or Phil, rather. It's like a
I don't know how it works.
Phil, why was he paid the entire money?
Well, I wouldn't know. But here's my thing, though. I think the pertinent question is, why is this not a criminal case and it's a commercial case? Why are they trying to recoup the money instead of actually, charging him criminally? Because I believe that we are the only country in the world where somebody could be liable for 23 deaths and it's okay in Jehoro. No, we're just going to get millions from him and we move on as if like nothing. There's nothing wrong with that. I think morally, I don't know. Maybe for me, I'm just thinking, okay, I see the numbers, the millions, but my thing is, why are we not talking about 23 families have lost their loved ones and this man is not in jail or held accountable in any way?
Let me defend them slightly and say SAU is about getting the money back.
Yes.
But now there's a criminal case that's likely to happen.
Okay.
Because now the matter has been referred to the NPA.
Yeah.
But remember, the NPA will look at the merits of it and decide whether this is worth taking to court or not.
Yeah.
So it's still on the...
And their reputation.
Uh-oh. I didn't say that.
No, but they're toothless, man.
Yeah.
They're bad reputation. They always mess up the cases.
Yeah.
A Motoso case. They always mess up the cases till there's a case on you. I always say like, avocado, they're useless till they're looking for you.
Have they ever looked for you?
Police? No.
Never.
No, not in that way.
Nobody will ever
No,
check.
not look for. I mean, we've all had a brush, with the law, but not look for me like we're looking for this guy.
Yeah.
Police have never come to my house or knocked Guam to say we're looking for this guy. Nah. I mean, of
Do you
course.
see that smile on his face?
Come on, bro, Dave.
It's a smile of someone that says, I can't tell the story.
Nah. It's the usual, It's the usual.
What is the usual in your world?
Oh, the usual. You can quote driving, she license English. The usual. Man. Yeah, come on.
Phil?
Come on, bro, Dave.
But don't you think that it's a bad image? Because here's the thing, right? So you have the SIU, right, that will go on social media or go out there and announce that they are doing these cases, right?
Yes.
And we are also excited that there's some accountability that's coming in, right? But they never go anywhere. You've got all these big celebrity names that are like, this one stole this much money, and then you kind of wonder, and then why is this person not being arrested and all of that? So my question then becomes, Jorge, is it hurting the image of these organizations, right? If there is no end goal that it's now accountability, like criminal charges. We know that you guys are aware of these crimes being committed because now you are telling us that you are investigating them and you want to recoup this much money. But now you know that these people are criminals, but you're not doing anything about it. Does that not have a negative impact on that?
I think they're doing something about it. We just don't hear the entire story.
Yeah.
The way our media reports these things, the sensation is in the looking, finding, and then it's gone. And then it's no longer front page. It's third page, fourth page. It's no longer leading story. However, you're right in saying that not all the cases end up where they're supposed to end up. And we end up not hearing exactly what could have happened.
Yeah, so many. They took Terry Petro's house eventually. Because remember, she was implicated.
And we saw how that ended.
How did it end, though?
Yeah, they took the house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Tula Cindy, they paid the monies.
Yeah.
Oh.
And Arthur has been on that trip.
We don't know the Arthur story. Where did that end?
Exactly. You see, that's the point that I was trying to make. That now, to the public, it looks like, but they're not doing anything. Look at, they keep on telling us these people are doing this, but hey, their lives continue just as everybody else. So what's the point?
And we forget very quickly.
Yeah,
the news cycle. That's the thing. Like it's always something happening. And like you said, sometimes the things are continuing behind the scenes. But I don't know why a lot of journalists don't go, hey, you remember this story? And bring it up. Because we always forget there's always something happening.
Here's something that's happening. You guys spoke about it last week.
Yeah.
Floyd Shivambu.
Legend.
There's an update. Last week it didn't have a name. This thing that he's doing.
The
consultation. Exactly.
Process, yeah.
Hey, you know English. Well, it's called Maibuye.
Yeah.
It's clearly borrowing from the old tradition of freedom fighting and all of that. Africa. In this room, can we say together, we'll be accused of supporting him? See, that's the problem. It's always that. If you're wearing blue, you're accused of supporting the DA.
Yeah, true.
If you're wearing yellow,
who's yellow?
your Sundowns. Come on. Get your things right.
And well done, by the way. You
Your
guys made us
Sundowns.
proud. I was supporting them, actually, for the first time.
Really?
Ever. Yeah. I stayed up.
And it wasn't a difficult decision inside of your soul.
No. If it's Pirates, yeah. No, because I'm a Chiefs fan. But Sundowns, it was the right thing to do. It's on a world stage. I really wanted them to do well, not just for South Africa, but for Africa as a whole. You know, to show that we can hold our own. And they actually did. I think Terry Henry was impressed. He was like, yeah. The rest of the teams looked like they were out of their depth, but Sundowns looked like they actually belong there. And it's a pity, you know, you guys...
We actually belonged in the top 16. We did. It was the way Sundowns played, they certainly belonged in to go through, even if they get knocked out in the top 16. But at least to go through, it's unfortunate it didn't happen.
Man, 220 million.
I knew it. It'll go to man.
No, it's a lot.
We don't have money problems in that family.
No,
we
true,
don't even
but
talk about it. It's like,
that's
how much did
crazy
you make
money,
again? It is a lot of money.
And I find it fascinating that they got 140 million just to participate, yet for winning the CAF Champions League, they get 70 million, somewhere there.
Look, the tournaments are not funded the same. Clearly, this one, the funding is tried to encourage one extra participation, the teams to look forward to being a part of it, and all. And which is why, because remember, there are some teams that are thinking, what in the world is this thing? But now, once you see it happen, you realize how great it actually is.
Yeah.
For me, it's a fascinating tournament. I've been sleeping after 2 a.m. for the last 2 weeks because I've been watching a lot of other games as well. And I think it's been extremely exciting. I know Phil is a rugby person. Doesn't matter.
Phil...
Yeah.
I hate soccer. You know,
That's a strong word.
I dislike it. You know, when I was growing up, right? So I'm the one who had aspirations to be in the, spotlight and the entertainment industry, right? And my cousin, we are the same age, ended up being a soccer player.
Okay.
And now all of a sudden, everybody, cousins and relatives, whatever, are loading over on him. His name matters. And I'm like, but I'm the smart one. I'm the one who's supposed to be.
Oh, you're related to him?
Yeah.
The killer. Killan?
Yes.
Killer, wow.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about this kid?
Let's talk about Floyd.
No, wait a minute. Did you hear?
Yeah, trauma, man. That's like deep trauma,
He's saying, I when I was a child. You know when the story starts with when I was a child? We have to stop and address it.
Why?
Are you fine?
No, I'm fine. No, man. I love him to bits. I'm fine. I'm older now. Look, I've done well for myself. I've done very well for myself.
So you wouldn't be fine if you hadn't done well?
Yeah, possibly. It's that kind of thing. It's like having a brother who's more successful than you, in the family, and the family gives that brother more attention because he's a doctor, and when you are a teacher. And
instead, you're the one who needs the attention because he's
exactly.
fine.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but I'm good. Don't worry.
How is he now, though?
He's doing okay. I don't see much of him. Actually, I don't go to Northwest as much. So I've got family in Ugasi. Like majority of our family is Ugasi Brits. And then Komuruleng, obviously, it's where the grandparents are from and all of that. So I hardly ever leave Joburg and so I hardly ever see family. But yeah, we're good.
Is it still? I saw an image a few years ago that he had gotten a job, which I was very proud of him. Because people always make it like, hey, when you're a soccer player,
former soccer
player, you mustn't, you can't just get a job, etc. You know what I mean? I'm happy when I see people like Ndlovu, for example, leaving a particular thing that you've been known for, and you're not forcing it. You know what I mean? The jobs go, then you're like, no, my boo. So is it still in that field though?
I don't know. I can't say because I haven't seen him in a while. Like I'm telling you, I haven't seen him in a while.
Oh, damn.
That's the thing.
Yes, I told you. This situation
is your cousin, bro.
I told you. This situation is not sorted.
Yeah, no.
No, it's not that. Like, there are certain families where we just not close and speak to each other. I'm not in any
but you
family
were close
group. I'm not.
before.
But that's just a me thing. You know what I mean?
Okay.
The other thing that you need to understand is that once you get to a level where people assume and perceive your life in a certain way, there's certain things got families where you become the ATM. You know what I mean? You become all of that. So everybody's asking you for money because they see you on TV and they assume that you're making a lot of money. When you say I don't have it, it becomes a personal thing. People start acting funny, a lot of that, right? So sometimes you just want to avoid that. And also, I mean, from a very young age, I just chose to just do things on my own and not bother anybody. So now I don't want to be bothered.
I'll relieve you of the burden of this trauma. Don't you worry.
Yeah. What's going on with Floyd?
Is it a case of just a guy creating another job opportunity for himself? Or is it a case of a country really needs this?
No.
Or maybe he's doing the consultation? Or is it a case of a bitter politician that is angry at pretty much everybody? EFF, MK, even the ANC really, because he said, I'm not joining them. What do you think is going on in his head?
I think it's the last one as well as the first one. It's a guy, like all these other guys with these small parties, man, you know, they all just want to secure a seat in parliament and then get the benefits and draw a salary as well. Because he's highly educated. He could be anyway. He could be anything. He could be lecturing. He could be in academia. Maybe start a business or get a job.
Yeah.
We have so many parties. And I like the ideology of his party. I don't think it's going to offer anything new. It's going to offer what the EFF says it's offering, what MK says it's offering, and other smaller parties. So I don't see it. But what I find interesting is, how come he's not having a go at the DA? Have you noticed?
Not a word.
Have you noticed? He's not having a word saying ANC is directionless, the other one is a cult, the other one is a family-run business, and not a word about the DA. I find that fascinating.
I'll tell you, though, in his defense for a second, and I'll try to do this often, he hasn't been a member of the DA. So these are ex-girlfriends. He's talking about ex-girlfriends. He's not talking about some girl that lives over there that everybody likes or some people don't like. He's talking about his own ex-girlfriends. He's saying, they did this to me, he did this to me, he did this to me. And he hasn't probably gotten a chance to
Fair
speak
enough.
about. Yes.
But they're all competitors. I get the ex things because he was there.
And he knows a lot more intimate details about them. That's why he can say family-run business, cult, and I don't know what he said about the ANC.
He said they're directionless.
Direction, there you go.
Yeah. I feel like he's trying to appeal to the same guys who are funding the DA.
Oh. He knows who they are. I have no idea who they are.
Oh, come on. It's business. It's big business.
Yes.
I mean, big business funds the DA. It's your Johan Rupert's, etc. You know, and apparently Mighty Jamie, I subscribe to his channel a lot, the Dissection. He said that, in fact, in that book, the Stellenbosch Mafia book, there's a chapter where Rupert talks about Floyd.
Really?
Yeah.
In a positive light.
Yeah, and it was Floyd who had said that Rupert should go to and have the public should know him at a personal level, and he must, because he's always been almost like an enigma, a guy, you know,
yes. Because we don't
the mystery around him,
yes.
and then we saw a candid interview with what's his name from Power FM, and apparently it was Floyd, if I'm not mistaken, who had said to him that, hey, you can actually, you know, just people need to see this side of you. Go on this particular platform.
You said it in the last episode that the political party will be formed, whatever consultation it goes through. That is an obvious. They're just going through this journey. And I have a feeling they'll be participating in the next election, in the local government election. That's coming in a few months.
Good luck.
I have a feeling they're going to participate because already there's a team of people that are saying we are part of this. Some from the MK, some from EFF, and that are saying we are definitely a part of this. So we'll see how it all turns out.
Nah, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's gonna do well. I'm very skeptical.
South Africans will tell us. The question I want to ask though is there witchcraft in South African politics?
Of course.
Because that's what he said. That's what somebody said. That Duduzile's head was taken and We know there's
taken to Malawi apparently.
We can for a second we can take a detour and talk about witchcraft in soccer because I know that you know about.
Yes, we'll see it.
Which team?
Oh no, I don't know. Hey man, all I know is I'm a fan of the Pirates. The Pirates, you know those nice jackets and something. We saw it when we were at the stadium actually. When they'd come in, I don't know. And then there's the big guy who's part of the technical team. Who's always, he's always like expressing
he
things.
Doesn't do it like that. That's too obvious. They all go into the the goalposts.
Yeah.
All of them, the entire squad.
Yeah.
They go into the goalposts and stand there for a minute or two. And then you see somebody pouring something at the goalposts. And then when that's done, they walk out of the goalposts. That's what happens.
I don't get it, man. Like,
and then they lose the game.
Yeah,
there was gonna be my question, but does it really work? Because you're still gonna lose anyway. Like for instance, with the Floyd thing, if he went to Malawi to go get whatever it is that they're accusing him of, clearly didn't work because look at what's happening in his life right now.
Maybe this is what was meant to happen in his life.
Okay.
Maybe this was the plan.
The plan is to go get Umutsi in Malawi so that you can leave the MK, but you don't really want to leave the MK.
And start your own party.
Okay.
Maybe this was the plan.
Hey man, we need to bring back shame, man, you know?
Yeah.
Like, for real. Because there's a clip. I know now you asked me if we're going to play anything, but there's a clip. Gogo Maweni show.
Okay.
Where my lawyer live.
How?
Yeah, oh man, you saw that clip, right?
Yeah. I even talked about it on thing on 702 when I was asking, have we gone too far with content in South Africa where it's a lot. Like literally somebody is on television telling the world I am harming somebody, basically. Wow. Somebody.
Yes, but anyway, but you should come back. For real, man.
Yeah.
It is like, for me, it's like, have we gotten there, as a country? But I feel like it's also the unemployment thing, because even if it's staged, the only reason somebody would do that is for a couple of thousand rands. I don't know how much they get paid. You know what I mean? But to be willing to literally lose your dignity like that, in front of the whole country.
Uloy,
even if let's say lawyer, but you know what I mean? Even if it's staged.
Do you think ANC by loyal?
No, come on.
Self-imposed, everything with the ANC is self-imposed.
Yeah.
Or Baz loyal.
Yeah. By the way,
we see they don't deliver, man.
Yeah, sorry. Before you forget, there's a clip, fact checker must look for it, where Steve was talking to this older gentleman, I forget his name. And for me personally, it encapsulates everything about Floyd as a politician and Floyd as a person, because there's a saying that to be a good leader or to believe that you want to lead people and can lead people, there's a certain arrogance and delusion that you should have, because I mean, who thinks that I'm gonna tell people what to do? I'm gonna be their leader, So there's a certain level of delusion that comes with that, and there's that. So look for it. It's Siswe Mpofu's channel, and this older gentleman, what's his name?
I think it's Obra Mashikli.
Yeah.
He's phenomenal.
That is beautiful. That is a beautiful conversation that he had with Siswe about Floyd.
Yeah, wow, man. So we'll see how it all ends up. I wonder if they'll get the votes, because my biggest worry with South African politics is that how there's already small black vote, and I call it small deliberately because all the parties are taking small,
fragmented.
Exactly. So I wonder if it'll, in the bigger picture, will benefit anyone at all. Or they say if two kids are fighting over the ball, the kid next door, if brothers are fighting over the ball, the kid next door is going to get it. And that's what happened in Tshwane once, and it's likely to happen again this time. Because all these small parties, black parties, are fighting for the same small cake.
And the funding as well, it's from the select few. And they do it deliberately to further fragment the black vote and then solidify the DA, which is the one biggest white party. We see Freedom Front Plus, but that's like Afrikaans sort of, you know what I mean? So it's strategic, divide and conquer, and it's being driven and fueled by greed of guys wanting that seat and to earn from politics.
But here's another thing though, the elephant in the room that we always try to avoid talking about, which is tribalism. will that become a factor now because of what's happening with Floyd? Because if you saw the conversation when he was doing all these press conferences, there were mamas that were, simmering in the periphery about that. Is this now going to get to a point now? It's a matter of what tribe are you from that will align you with a particular party? Because the EFF was avoiding that, obviously.
Of course.
It was an inclusive kind of party, and they were very adamant that we should not even be having that conversation. But I think now we're getting to a point where it becomes unavoidable.
What's your take?
I don't know. I don't think so. Because, and I saw someone pointing out that Floyd has, and I don't know how true this is, but I haven't seen a lot of interviews, for example, where he speaks Tonga. And he, for me, he hasn't been that. He's not a Papa Pain. He hasn't been I'm carrying the Tonga nation on my back. You know what I mean?
My mic is
been
off.
That guy.
It's Simpiwe. It's killing my mic.
Are you on now? We're good now. Yeah, for me, he's not a tribalist kind of guy.
Not at all.
So I don't see the party being that. He's not like Jacob Zuma, and I'm not saying, I'm not accusing Jacob Zuma of tribalism, but we all know he's a Zulu man.
Yes.
A lot of people don't even know that Floyd is Tonga, for example. So he doesn't lead with that. So I don't see it shaping the identity of the party.
I don't see it shaping the identity of their efforts. However, it's always been, a small, tiny virus in the South African politics. The Zulu nationalism, specifically. And I'll highlight that specifically because, but I will also point out that MK has never painted itself this way. It's an unfortunate reality of our own history, of apartheid that divided us by culture, by racial groupings and all of that. So we carry a lot of those things inside of our DNA. And once in a while, they'll flare up. The IFP in the 90s. It was that kind of stuff. And people are always thinking exactly how you even presented it. You said it's an elephant in the room. People see it that way as this. But I don't think it'll go there. I think we're matured enough not to end up in that space. It'll be crazy to see the Zulus are fighting the Sothus. That'll be madness. I don't see us going there at all.
But you're right, though. It does always, happen because of our history. That's why even in Malukshana Manning, there's still a Basutuing, Mazuluin sections.
That's still there.
It's still there.
It was created. It was created by an apartheid government. It was very clear that they're going to divide us because as a divided people, we are not able to fight collectively. And we see ourselves that way. We continue to do it in a lot of ways. But fortunately, you're also dealing with people who don't see themselves that way. I forget to Umzulu or Tonga.
Actually.
See?
Yeah.
Because you're in Gauteng, you're in Joburg.
Good point. It's not a thing. Yeah, but do you feel, but you can feel it though when you are in KZN.
Yeah.
I was told.
I was in Umtata as well. And you can only simply because of the language as well and the language barrier. And somebody, you stick out like a sore thumb that, okay, he's not. And a guy will say, hey, man, this cause, man, So you feel it when you move into those areas. But in Joburg, it's not really a thing.
I was told once in KZN, but itinle. Yeah.
For real.
Oh, yeah, I was told. But it changed my life. It got me to learn Zulu.
It's Zulu, yeah.
Hey, manje ngitshela kahle ukuthi nayi ingulube yanginone. I tell you now. I overcame my issues successfully.
Yeah, it can get hectic in case because I know Amazulu sometimes they'll say like you remember even with the Floyd thing. No, it wasn't Floyd. There
was a Shangan moment.
Yeah, there was
in the past 2 weeks or so.
Yes. And the guy, it wasn't coming from
a bad place.
That's just how they're like Shangan. Because the people were speaking in the crowd, like there were murmurs while the person is trying to address them. And obviously she's speaking in English, and then the guy had to explain that please ngicela nimuphe ithuba chance ukuthi akhulume phela ishangane leli ubuya eLimpopo ishangane. And to them that's how they genuinely speak, not in a derogatory sense.
Not at all. And also the Shangan reference is not derogatory at all. There are those who take offense, but they identify as the Tsonga people.
What's up with that, man?
It's not complicated.
Yeah, please explain it.
So Shangan.
Okay.
So Shangan. Part of the Zulu lineage.
Yes.
got a mandate to try to go and conquer in Mozambique.
Okay.
And he achieved some achievements, and those achievements created a people with the name Amashanga. Amashanga. These are the people who speak what we hear as a Tsonga language, but they identify as Amashanga. You get that?
I get it. Okay.
It's basically it's a subgroup of the Tsonga people that identify with Soshanga.
Oh, so it's not all Tsonga people. That's why some Tsonga people
100%.
Because you're trying to Shangan. You know? Even Kelvin Momo, you have heard Nibulabola Shangan. I am Shangan. You know? I've heard a clip of
proudly
them. Proudly. And then you'll get some, yeah, one using a Shangan.
So you can call all of them Tsonga people. But you can't call all of them Amashangan. Amashangan is merely a subgroup. There are those who identify. So to always be safe, rather you call them
Tsong. No one is going to say Tsong.
Because you don't know. So it's always safe to say Amashangan. Then you're safe. Rather Amatsong.
Yes.
Because you don't know when you meet someone whether they identify themselves as Tsonga, who's a subgroup of Shangan. You get that?
I get it.
It is a little...
So I get it. Oh, yeah. It's always just confused me, man.
Yeah, but it's not complicated if you think about it. But because we don't... No. We haven't spent time to try to understand it, and that's why we're caught up in it. And yet there are those who take it personal when you call them Shangan.
Big time.
They get upset.
Big time.
Yes.
But it has also become like an insult. It's Jews. Like, because you'd say, someone will see in a church, Shangan. You know what I mean?
Because the name also carried with it migration. It carried with it, he's from far away. It carried with it, Ipahari. It carried all of that.
Mozambique, Shangan, Carlos, Shangan, what? Shangan, because exactly there was a guy literally from Mozambique, and people say Shangan. I'm like, but this guy's Portuguese, man. He's from Mozambique.
You see?
You know?
And you find that, if you speak to him, you find that he knows Shangan.
Yeah.
That would be possible. So you see, so it always carried with it the negativity.
True.
And that negativity is what makes other people fight so hard to say, I am not that. But it comes from pure misunderstanding. Nothing else. Jeez, man, this is serious.
We're learning.
I'm enjoying it, actually.
I'm
enjoying it, man.
This has become serious.
Yeah.
It's still podcasting chill.
No, it's different, man. You know, like, it's different. And I'm enjoying it.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a P. Diddy thing.
Yeah, man. I you know what I have here? It's actually outdated because the case now, they've gone through their deliberation and all of that, right? Now they're just waiting for the jury to come with a verdict, right? So essentially the case is done until there's a verdict, right? But we are supposed to talk about the fact that with the case, there are some charges within the, charge them where some of them have been taken out, right? Without getting into too many details, it's just this. It's simple as this, right? The general consensus is the prosecutor overcharged this man. And I think from the beginning, everybody who knows anything about law and all was saying the same thing. They overcharged him. And this could put the case in jeopardy. And I think in the last hour, in the last minute, they realized now, no, this is too much. So they left the more serious ones, which is racketeering, and sex trafficking and all of that. So right now, he's going to be only charged on that, and the verdict would be just on that. Will he win it? I've been following the case. I think the defense put on a good fight. Because remember,
really, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think they did.
Okay.
I think they did. Because remember, all they need to prove, right, is that everybody who was having sex with P. Diddy did it
consensually. Yes.
And in all the witnesses that they had, especially with Casey and Jane Doe and these other ladies that, went on stand, there was an element of, yes, I went there willingly. There are text messages where some of them wanted to be there with him, even though, later on he would want more. Like some of them would want to be with one guy and then he would want to watch them with three guys. Kind of thing.
See, that small detail.
Yes.
That small detail.
Yeah, because there's consent, but it doesn't mean that the person that has consented, anything can be done with them.
Exactly.
Simply because they've consented.
But think about it this way. Don't think about it in South African context in terms of our law, right? Remember, you only have to convince one person within a jury of 12 people that there's reasonable doubt in whatever it is that you're charging this person with.
Got you.
So that's why I say I feel like
He might
the
get away
defense
with it.
did a good job of sowing some seeds of doubt, sowing some seeds, because I mean you look at the issue of greed as well. Like with the Casey case, for instance, and the Jane Doe case, there are elements in there where they were able to kind of like show these women to come across as if like they were only with Diddy because of money.
Of course,
I mean,
of course.
one of the ladies, Diddy's literally, as this lady sitting on the stand testifying against him, that lady's house in that moment is being paid for by Diddy. The lawyer that represents that lady is paid for by Diddy.
Oh no!
You know what I'm saying? So when things like that come up, you can imagine somebody sitting there going, and also let's just be honest, guys. Whether it's 2025 or whatever, there's still a level of misogyny that still permeates our culture. You know, so it's very difficult for a woman to be able to say that I did not want to do this, but I wanted that Prada bag because I deserved it. You wasted my time.
I still say, for me, what really...
Man, there's women who are married to Oaks they don't even love because of that Prada bag and the lifestyle.
But I still say, what really is core for me in this case is the power dynamics, is the boss, the relationship that Diddy had with some of these people. He was their mentor. He, you know, for them to end, they needed to bow down to him. Yeah. It's almost like the case that we have with the exactly, it's exactly that.
Beneng and Mango.
There
the
you go.
Mango, yeah.
Yes, nobody forgets the mango. That's why you said it. So mango. That one.
Yeah, because
it's a power dynamic issue here.
Because that man, all those things, those texts and the sex and the show the pussy and the memes, nothing is wrong with that. But in this case, it's horribly wrong because it's somebody who can't pretty much say who no. feels like they can't say no to you.
Can't say no.
Because it's in the same office, you know. But if it was a lady that he'd met at Woolies, I'd be like, okay, he's cheating on his wife, messed up, but there's no crime here.
Yeah.
You know?
Let me call you another legal riddle. Just crossed my mind because of what you say.
Yeah.
Why is it that a fight inside a boxing ring, I trap you, I knock you out, is legal? However, if the same exact act, no different, happens in the street, it's called assault. Let's leave it there. You want to comment?
Oh, but Dave, assault,
it's same thing. Nothing different.
No, but
because I'm not signing on to get into that. When I'm in the ring, I am consensually signing on to say I want to participate in this violence that's going to happen right now, and then I lose.
Same circumstance.
But on the street, there can never be those circumstances.
You didn't lose. I trapped you.
No, but Dave, no one ever. If you beat me, I'm never gonna go to
that's not
assault.
Case.
That's not assault. So it happens like in the ring. No.
Let me tell you, Saul, if you beat me, I'm gonna open a case. And
we're fighting.
And I know you know where that police station is. I will open a case now.
Brate, ufuna ukhipha indaba zami. Brate, ufuna ukhipha indaba zami. So bad.
No, I don't. But let me say this.
Yeah.
You are 100% correct.
Yes.
The only difference between outside and inside is that here, one, there was a poster. Clearly, there was consent that I will be here.
Yes.
Two, I must have signed a contract to say I'm coming to a fight.
Exactly.
Three, I'm also hoping to win this fight.
Yes.
Two, we shook on it. You know those moments. Everything was legal. Estratin.
And also, four, there's a matchup.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
You don't
weight difference.
Yeah,
and all
weight
of that.
difference. Both of us, are same weight.
Yes.
And both of us are wearing gloves.
Yeah.
They standardized. They're the same. It's not like me and Spew. Now you could, even if he's fighting me and I move him and he's small.
Imagine if
that's assault.
Do you know Mawashi Geri?
Mawashi Geri.
Do you know Mawashi Geri?
No.
It's a spinning kick. I've seen him do it. You can try him. Look at you. Look at him saying, "Ngam trap."
No, but it would be a mismatch also. It would be cowardice of me to even fight Piwe on any other day. He's my boy, but it would be cowardice to fight anyone like that small when you're this big. Unless they start, then it's a different case.
So so basically you claim watrapa.
No. I can when I'm put in the position, but I'm not a violent person. But obviously, sometimes, like I said, somebody can start with you and you'll have to do the manly thing, the human thing, which is respond.
I must tell you, in the video that Yolis, what is that Yolis video?
Yeah, Yolis.
You come across as the nicest, sweetest guy who's just drunk.
Yeah,
That's it. You wanted to say something?
Yeah, quickly. So I don't know if you guys remember this, if you're following the case. At some point, Kanye West showed up at the trial, but didn't stay for long. He stayed for 1 minute. And everybody was asking, why is this man here? There were days when, the family would be there because it's an important day and the testimony that's going to be there. It's really important, where you would have expected that if you are supporting, you'd be there on those days.
Yes.
Now, there's a theory out there that Kanye was supposed to be in the court, but the prosecution and the defense felt his presence would actually intimidate the witnesses, right? But another theory is this, there is a very credible possibility that if Diddy loses here, the feds are coming after Kanye. Because in the very same trial, there is a rapper that is unnamed that keeps on coming up. And people believe that rapper is Kanye. Now, with that, let's wrap this, Jay, by just clumping them all together. Now you have a situation right now where you have Tyler Perry. Now is being sued for sexual misconduct, right? Diddy's son is actually been sued for sexual misconduct. So I heard somebody saying that, the Me Too movement was great for the culture, was great for, empowering women and all that. But there is also an overcorrection of how far it went that is now, becoming a problem because now everybody's getting it. So what do you guys think about that?
Yo, Kanye, a rapper, an unnamed rapper.
Yeah, man, Kanye's got a porn addiction. So, yeah.
Okay. How do you know that?
What do you mean, man? Kanye once posted porn on Twitter.
Really?
Yeah, what do you mean? Kanye posted porn on his Twitter.
So you can't, you're basically saying you can't put it past him.
No, I can't put it past him.
Yeah.
But then again, also, for me, similar with Diddy. It's as much as, morally people can say it's wrong, etc. But legally, is it a crime? I mean, his woman walks around naked half the time when he's fully clothed, and clearly he gets a kick from that. But where's the crime?
Even with the Diddy case, the threesomes and all of that, the question is that
freak,
a crime? It's a lifestyle. Is it a crime? That's what some are saying.
He's a freak. Yeah.
Yes.
Is it a crime?
So we wait and see.
Yeah, but I wouldn't.
The heroes are falling, bro. The Tyler Perry one just shocked me, but I'm didn't. But
let me say this: you must never be shocked. Humans are very weird creatures,
especially behind closed doors.
Yeah, humans are.
But I always wonder though. I can understand that Saul, you have money.
It's okay.
I said Saul is here. I called all of them.
Yeah.
Imagine 1 out of every 7 is a freak.
Yeah.
We are amongst freaks.
And there's nothing wrong as long as you're not breaking laws.
Let me say it right. We are surrounded by freaks.
We are freaks. But there's nothing wrong. As long as no one is being harmed who doesn't want to be harmed behind those closed doors.
That's it.
Absolutely.
But here's what I don't understand, guys. Maybe it's a straight man thing. Here's what I don't understand. You have money. You have status. You surely can have sex and go pay somebody who is in that lifestyle, who is comfortable in that lifestyle to do those things for you. Why do you have to coerce somebody? Why does it have to get to that point? Because clearly with money you have access to everything. You can go hire the biggest dominatrix or whatever. Why?
Yeah, but what you're not understanding about the psychology of that is that it is doing the sex in a rather unusual way that has nothing to do with money. You see, money, you're likely to buy all of those things.
Yes.
But I want to do it to a specific person. I want to put it inside someone's ear, but not anybody, only that person.
Fuck what they heard.
You see?
When you put it in the ear, that's essentially what you're saying.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah,
You want to take, and sometimes, because maybe there's no fun in doing this thing to this person, but you know that they do it for a living. You know what I mean? Putting it in their ear, but you know that other people have
I've done it. Yes.
And so it's like, what's the point? But if it's like breaking a person and introducing to them and seeing and which is, I know, probably like creepy and gross, but the shock of this can happen to you. Not like a professional that they do this, with a smile.
And you find that because psychology of it surely is multi-layered, but you find that it's in doing it to a person who, one, doesn't expect it, two, doesn't know that I do this. The thrill is in getting someone who's never done this.
Yeah.
And I want to see how they will react in this moment. And it's fast, and then you keep adding more things. It moves from the ear to the nose. Because the whole entire experience, I'm hoping for a pun here, man. Wait with me. I gave you a nose.
Yes.
I gave you a nose. You didn't see it. So it could be any of those elements that go with it.
But why hasn't it happened in South Africa that we have somebody, a big name, a very problem? Because we know it's happening in South Africa. Everybody is supposed about it. Why is it that in South Africa we haven't gotten to that point yet?
Because the people whom it's happening to haven't been brave enough to say it.
Mm-hmm. But what quantify that? What is bravery? Bravery is in what? Coming out in public to say it, or actually going to lay a charge?
Lay a charge.
Wait, I don't get it. Wait. What are you talking about now?
Same scenario.
Rich men
in South Africa.
Yeah.
But why would the woman lay charge if they're getting paid and they're agreeing to it?
No.
We just said that being a freak is not a crime.
No. He's talking about a Diddy trial in South Africa. In the South African context. Where it's Saul and some girl.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. Let me use somebody else's name.
It's okay. It's an example, man.
Yes. So I'm saying it definitely happens.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Humans are humans, man.
Exactly.
From America to
It just hasn't made it that far. Look at how long it took the Diddy trial to even come to where it is.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable for the longest time. Yeah. It was rumored for a good year, 2 years, 3 years. And yet eventually it happened and it's in court. But the point is, events like those happen all the time. We are surrounded by freaks.
Yeah.
And it's not a crime, though. As long as everybody is a willing participant.
Is happy to be.
And they're happy.
No, people are saying, some of them, okay, I'm not talking about those people so that they don't say that we are, shaming people. No. But there are certain people who will consent at the time, but for whatever reason, whether it's marital remuneration or whatever interest they have, will turn around and say, no, but I didn't. I was not. Like, for instance, let's just keep it to the Americans because they can't sue us. Kanye with his current wife right now who's going around naked, right? You see, we are seeing it in our face that, okay, she's doing... But she can come in 10 years after they break up and say, I was
forced.
Willing to do that and I was forced. And we are supposed to listen to her and believe her because what people present and what's happening that we don't see, carries value.
You know what? A case like this happens all around us. We just don't see them. There's crime happening next door to where you live, and you're not aware of it.
Oh yeah, apparently. Yeah. Apparently, speaking of that, you know the paras who carry these big trolleys with.
Yeah.
Apparently, they transport some. There's contraband. There's bodies in these things, and we think it's tins. And I was like, it's right in our face. If you want to get rid of, like literally, they could. Because nobody ever
stops to check what they have.
Nobody ever stops those cars. Just hoots like, get out the way, you're annoying.
Yeah.
And you're thinking they got cans for recycling. It could be a body, it could be drugs in plain sight.
There's a movie that plays on that. Yeah, there's a movie that plays on that where these guys were transporting something and it was Amapara, exactly the same.
Yeah, in plain sight. Could be anything. Nobody ever stops those guys.
Next time you see them, you're going to question.
Yeah.
They're invisible, these guys. Nobody ever pays attention to them. Nobody will ever stop them.
Invisible. They're
invisible.
Yeah.
They're around us all the time, but they're invisible.
You don't see them. Even at
damn, that's a good one. Yeah. I'm not going to look at them the same way again.
Yeah, bro. It's plain sight. Things happen, eh?
Something invisible as well. Yeah. Corrupt South African police.
Hey,
yeah, man.
They're invisible. Because now we're dealing with a South African police, a crime intelligence head. We are allowed to mention names here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
all right. Lieutenant General Dumsani Kumalo and 6 high-profile, high-ranking co-accused. They are being charged, and they appeared in court on Thursday facing fraud and corruption for getting people jobs.
Yeah, there's another one was no experience whatsoever, and she's
No.
like a top cop,
No.
given a top salary.
Yes.
It's crazy, right? In a country that's rife with crime, and you'd think that that is one of our priorities.
Yeah.
But
When I saw
law
that,
enforcement doesn't even take law enforcement serious.
when I saw that, the first question I asked was, and I'm not trying to justify corruption, are cops paid enough? That's the question that crossed my mind. Are they paid enough for them not to be tempted to do such things? Or it's just a case of greed? And South Africans, we've gotten to a point where even if you make enough money, you're likely to still be corrupt anyway, which is what we see
with
in other spaces.
politicians and,
Exactly.
Some guys are corrupt and they sit in parliament and they get a decent salary. I mean,
That's
how
it.
much? Fact checker, yo, fake. Oh, you haven't done anything.
I'm so sorry.
How much do parliamentarians get paid, for example, or ministers? Or ministers, they get paid fat salaries, and some still are
Do wrong
corrupt.
things.
So even if maybe, look, I think some may not be paid enough, right? But if you increase their salaries, there are those who probably do it out of necessity, and then there are those who are corrupt just out of pure greed. And you may find, remember Cheki Silebi? He was a top
senior,
cop, a
yes,
senior,
yeah.
paid handsomely.
Yeah,
but because
1.5 million a year.
yeah,
Yeah.
pure greed. That was just pure greed.
Yeah.
However, those that do it out of necessity, not that we're justifying it, but it's there. So I think it's a bit of both. But there are those who do it out of necessity, as fucked up as it is, to be corrupt, to take a bribe. But I think they're not paid enough, to answer you.
I don't know what you're looking at, FA Checker, but I'm interested in the number of cops that are either going through to trial or that are arrested. All of those small dynamics. What's happening there? It'll give us a sense of really how deep is this problem that we're facing of cops that are equally criminals.
No, but it's a civil servants issue. It's not just cops. You get what I'm saying? Because our country has gotten to a point where, I was saying to somebody the other day that, we contribute to the problem because when I give in that traffic cop 100 rand for your convenience so that you don't have to deal with whatever it is, it's contributed to that.
So you've done it.
Yes.
When was the last time? This morning.
When you don't want to queue at the traffic whatever, and then you have to pay somebody, to skip the.
Can we
like
do that too?
I didn't do that all the time.
Guys, you can just give when you go to the traffic department. Department.
Oh yeah.
There's guys who will
run for you.
Who've got a connection.
Exactly. All that stuff like that. So I think it's a civil servant issue. It's not just a cops issue because if you go into the medical field, you'll find that there are also some corrupt, people who work there who misuse funds, who hire their cousins and all of that stuff. Yeah.
Hold on. Oh no, good.
There's a
You
funny.
wanna give me water?
There's a funny story of a cop. He's also in trouble, so there was a cover-up. They said there was a break-in or whatever at his home. Turns out he brought a sex worker home, and then she cleaned him out. Gun, laptop, phones. Yeah. And now they Lushaba is the surname, and there was a cover-up, and now him and the guys who helped him are arrested. And I'm like, damn, bro,
that's crazy.
Yeah, in his home.
What do you have for us?
To answer Saul's question at first, you asked how much do parliament members get? Approximately, the basic salary is about 1,275,000.
It's 100K a month.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
And then you'll still find some people corrupt.
A cabinet minister earns approximately 2.6 million. Approximately that amount.
That's a lot of cash.
And that's excluding the other, streams of income, like speaking fees when they speak in this, whatever. So
and all the perks.
All the perks and all of that.
Drivers and
cars,
and house and
So sometimes money doesn't deter people from not being corrupt.
I think as South Africans we know that. We've seen that.
Yeah.
That it's not the thievery or theft that happens has little to do with poverty.
Yeah.
Poverty plays a role in certain sectors of our society.
Yeah.
However, at that level, you can't say I stole because I'm poor. Because part of this case is that they asked for 1,000 rands bail when they were given bail. Yeah. And the highest, most senior in this group of people, particularly Lieutenant General Dumsani Khumalo, he earns 1,000 to 1.2 million rands a month. Not a month. Not a month.
A year. So a month is 100K.
Surely he should be able to afford the 10,000 rands bail.
Yeah.
And if you know the law, you get that money back if you are found not guilty. Salaries, policemen?
Okay, before I answer to the salaries of policemen, you asked how many police officers were arrested. Since 2019, this was an article that was posted by DA. Approximately 4,000 police officers have been arrested for
4,000?
Yes.
That's a big number.
That is. Considering I think we have like 200 cops in the country.
200,000
So what's the 200,000 cops?
We have
So what's
100. We have 176,000 cops.
So 4,000 is a chunk.
It's a huge
It's a chunk if there's that little little number of
And
cops.
then their salaries range about 150. That's an average. And then if you are a brigadier, you have 200,000 per year.
Yeah, I'm a constable. Yeah. How much is the lowest?
200,000 a year.
Yes, per annum.
Oh yeah, that's not a lot.
Right.
That's
It's school fees in jail.
You
Get
see?
200,000,
yeah,
it's
that's
gone.
not. Yeah, that's yeah.
But now,
hey,
does
it's
that
bad,
justify the behavior though? Because here's the thing.
No.
Never.
And that's how I started.
Never.
Gentlemen, have you ever watched these shows on Moja Love, right? Where you hear people saying, I went to the police station, they told me go to Moja Love, go to X Repo. And you wonder, what are the police doing? But now there might be an argument there, these people are fed up, they're not getting much.
But it also has to be mentioned that South African police are one of the most traumatized policemen in the world. They are one of the most overworked policemen in the world. They're exposed to so much nonsense of us doing all sorts of stuff because they're policing a country that is arguably one of the most violent countries in the world without a war. And that's what they deal with as well. It's easy to dismiss them as do your work. But some of them, they are physically and mentally incapable of executing their job. You remember the reason why Dudu took leave? Yeah.
But now, if you're a brigadier or you're a constable, who's commissioner in a police station,
that's
are you not
1.5 million.
embarrassed? Because I'm assuming you are getting paid well. I'm assuming you are not in the streets, right? Aren't you ashamed when you hear that your station is on TV and somebody's saying, I went to that police station and I was told, no, go to X Repo or go to Moja Love.
Justice through a reality show.
And I posted, there's this new show that I stumbled upon. I posted the thing. They went to a police station with this guy who raped his own daughter who's 12 years old. Literally, this guy, they went with him into the police station to go talk about furniture. And the guy just walks out. And I was so shocked. Wow. This man says it live on TV that I raped my own daughter who's 12 years old and was able to go to a police station and walk out with the presenter. I was very shocked.
Dysfunctional society.
Yeah, but it's troubling to think 170 people are policing 60, 70 million people.
Yeah.
Like, that's ludicrous.
With so much crime.
Yeah, and look, not all 70 million of us are problematic or criminals, but it's a huge chunk.
Yeah.
That is problematic.
Yeah.
So I do actually understand the burden that's on the police, and they're under-resourced, underpaid.
Traumatized.
Recipe for disaster.
Dealing with all sorts of nonsense that we do. Here's another one. An interesting story. And I want a fact checker to help us with this one. Is a DA member that had an ancestral calling during a meeting.
Oh.
During a meeting.
Calling.
Of all.
Or like an episode.
An episode. Let's call it an episode.
Let's
call it an episode.
You know, one of those things, yes.
My terminology is wrong.
Yeah, because
that moment.
Hey guys, I'm going to be an ancestor. I'm going to be a Sangoma now. Like, hey guys, I'm going to be a Sangoma. Hold on. I'm just going to call it, I'm going to be Sangoma.
In a meeting. Ooh. I'm not sure if it happened once or twice or a number of times.
Yeah.
And apparently the way the story reads, she was reprimanded for that. Yeah. Me, do you want to help us with that story?
Her name is Karabo Khakau, and she's 28 years old. She has an ancestral calling. So during a meeting on the 22nd of May, a DA meeting, she was sitting on the floor with her shoes removed, and she was basically burping occasionally. So apparently the chief whip of the party called her after that and basically was telling her that her conduct is unacceptable.
Niyenzani kudiye umuntu omnyama. You see that? No, but for real.
That is true.
That's uyenzani kudiye umuntu omnyama because
They don't understand you.
if you're in an African party with Africans, we would get it. Yazi ngabe eTexini elocalini futhi amaphela wasofoslo. Now umama la bekabhodla but I knew I got it because ngumuntu omnyama. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna like jump out of the taxi. I'm not gonna say, hey, you mama, hey. Uyangloya. Yabo. That's why into something ngihambi kahle. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna do because I'm an African and I know that this is involuntary.
Yeah, and it's normal.
It's involuntary.
Yeah.
She can't control it. It's normal. It's part of who we are. We have these people with these gifts in our society, and anything can happen at any time.
Yeah.
But do you think the chief whip, whoever white man of the day is gonna get it?
Nope.
But why
What
is
do you
it done?
mean?
It's a professional setting.
I think sometimes we give these white people in South Africa a lot of leeway. This white people have been in South Africa for how many years? 400 years?
Yeah.
They've been around black people. There's not a white person here in South Africa who has never seen a Sangoma. They might not have experienced them one-on-one, but they are aware of this thing. We sometimes speak of white South Africans as if like they are from another country and they just came yesterday. You know, I feel like that was very disrespectful because I mean, like within white, I don't know if I can call it culture, whatever. There are people who've got Tourette's. There are people who've got all these, you know. Why? I just feel that they were disrespectful.
But let me say this, and I agree with part of what you're saying. South African white people made it an effort not to care about your life. They made it a law not to care about your life. They made it policy that they live over there. We use them as a tool to come and clean our houses for many years. They didn't care whatever problem you were having. And we are, based on the statement you're making, you're expecting them to have adjusted over time. It hasn't happened. And it will not be happening
but
anytime
awareness
soon.
though, if
the same
the
way.
lack of adjustment but it's awareness. I mean, you come on.
No. But remember, awareness comes with a level of interest. You know, you must start from being interested in knowing what's going on. And the same way I said when I was told itinle, I realized that it's my disadvantage not to understand their language.
Yes.
And I had to make that effort to try to understand. And it comes with that burden that South Africa is carrying, where there's a community of people that do not care about you at all.
And those that care and that stand to benefit from knowing the culture, then do actually learn to speak Zulu. That's why you find the farmers speak Zulu because they benefit. They won't get robbed, cheated by their own employees. Hence, a lot of farmers know Zulu so that Ispedi. If you go to Limpopo, you'll find a farmer who can speak Ispedi because of you. They benefit, even commercially, they can quantify it, and that's why they then had to learn it.
No. You put it very nicely. I'm gonna steal that. You know, there has to be an interest for you to have awareness.
Absolutely.
I didn't think about it in that way. That was
I think we should find out how the whole thing went, because it happened sometime this past week. If we have a number, right? I have a number.
Damn. Okay.
I have a number. Whose number do you want? Whose number do you want? I have numbers here, my man.
You got everyone's number.
I do actually.
You're bro, Dave,
with
man.
embarrassment, I do. Who do we call her? Okay, all right. Ooh, it's Chachao.
Oh, is it Chachao?
Yeah, same
Oh,
one. Yeah,
they were saying Chachao in the news.
and she's very quick to correct.
Is it?
Yeah,
Aye.
she will.
Chachao.
It's not. Let me check again. Let me check again.
She's no longer accepting calls now.
Yeah.
She's not accepting colleagues.
Yeah, and it is a Saturday after all, guys. So
Yeah,
that they're doing now.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, she's hanging up.
Oh, maybe it's on Do Not DND. Do Not Disturb, because Do Not Disturb can do that ring and then says.
Let me see if it's not going through.
Oh
Yeah,
man, come
we
on.
We try.
And I really wanted to know, like, what, because we see it on the outside when they burp, but like inside, what's going on when that thing happens, you know?
So you were going to ask that.
fascinated.
You were going to ask that.
Yeah, I was going to ask, like, what's going on? No, for real, it's a valid question. Like, because we see the burp and we know that no more, but what is it? Do you feel like somebody has taken over you, or like
what's going on?
Like fascinated, like because it sounds dangerous.
You must get a sangoma.
Yeah. How long has she been with the party?
Look at me saying, "Ngomqalapi."
Yeah, let's find out how long has she been with the party, because it does not make sense to me that why now?
Yeah.
No.
I think it's been going on, and it's probably just coming out now.
Okay.
And also, she's been in the news quite a bit in the last 2-3 weeks or so because of the department of which department again she is a shadow minister of education, I think.
Oh.
Yeah. She's a shadow minister of higher education. And so she's been in the papers quite a bit in the last few weeks. And probably that's why a story like that would spike up and make the newspaper.
And also to answer Phil, maybe she never got in a meeting before.
Yeah.
It happened maybe at a braai, other places, but not in the work setting. So probably was the first time where it happens in a parliamentary meeting, as opposed to maybe sometimes it's in an office by itself. So I think maybe that's why.
Yeah. Phil, you have a story that has to do with social media bullying.
Yeah. So anybody who's on social media these days, especially this past week, have seen this, and they know actor Hungani Ndlovu and his wife have decided to part ways. They're getting a divorce. But we're gonna look at it in a different way, because we're gonna look at her coming out. Because let me put it this way, right? So they got a divorce. The story became public, and then people started having comments about their conduct, because they have this sort of like reality show YouTube channel going on. So they were putting their lives out there, so they would be on camera. So there are certain moments that, people have taken and said, look at how she responds. Yeah. Look at how she looks at him, But in a way, it's in both ways kind of thing, right? So she came back and she talked about the fact that, she does not appreciate the bullying, because the marriage is dissolving amicably. There's no that. So it goes to the issue of, for me personally, I don't know about you guys, for me personally, when people put their lives on the internet, there's a certain expectation that they will be judged. It's like people who go on reality shows. Yeah. Right? Yeah. For instance, I'm very perplexed by these ladies who go on The Housewives, and then they're surprised that the show made them look bad. That's what the show is about. Yes. So do you guys believe, there should be some, how do I put this? People should be cautious of the fact that their words, are harmful and will hurt people, even though these people have decided to voluntarily put their business out there.
Yeah, I agree. I will say divorce is bad. Divorce is tough. It's a horrible time. They're going through arguably one of their worst periods in their lives. And to carry this extra burden of social media bullying, it's an extra thing that they shouldn't be dealing with. However, I will equally say there's some people who look at this as entertainment. There are people who look at your life as entertainment.
Yeah. Well, you made it entertainment.
You made it entertainment.
If you're going to have a reality show, you're making your life entertainment.
That's it. Exactly. You put it out there. Yeah. You're selling your reality. And how much you put out there is entirely your choice. Yeah. And if much later on people come back and poke at the very life that you gave them, you can't fault them. Yeah. You decided to make it. You decided. It's very clear.
And you got paid handsomely for that.
To do it as well. So I agree with the fact that bullying can be a hard experience to have. Yeah. But you started it, and that's the unfortunate thing about it.
You opened the door.
You did. You said, come see.
Yeah.
But so, as somebody who's in the public eye like that, I think you're the biggest celebrity in the room.
I don't think you're in the public eye like that.
No, I mean in terms of celebrity status.
But not reality.
Yeah. No, not reality.
You see?
Yeah.
But they want to do a reality show with me.
They
want to. I got an offer. There's a conversation that's happening. Aye. There's a conversation that's happening. There is a conversation that is happening.
What is the name?
There is a conversation that is happening.
We are pending.
There's a conversation. My thing is, man, show me one person who's ever complained about bullying on social media and somebody said, I'll stop bullying you then. You don't like me.
Exactly.
It's futile.
Yeah.
For me, it's futile, man. And also, like you said, you got paid handsomely.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and you must take the good with the bad.
That's
If you
it.
take the 1 million, 2 million rands for the reality TV show or for season 3, guess what? There's going to be people when something happens in your life.
Yeah.
One day, if something ever happens in my life,
After we
people are going to come on this show
Yeah.
and dissect all the. Let's say one day I'm charged for something horrific. They'll say, yeah, besides, see here he says he likes this. Here he says he likes this. Oh, you see, there's Kokoma as Koteni saying he follows someone like this on social media. Do you get me?
Yeah.
People will naturally do that, and that's what we have given the people. So
Yeah.
it's unfortunate, but you gotta take the good with the bad. You gotta take that check with people dissecting your life. When things happen in your life, they go back and said, the red flags were always there.
But there's also another thing that's happening right now, right? There's this saying called the Streisand effect. The Streisand effect.
Yeah. I
Right?
think I've heard of it.
We're getting a call. We're getting a call
okay,
back.
okay,
We're
okay,
getting
okay.
a call back.
Oh,
We're getting a
shit.
call back.
Yo, it goes for you. It goes like this.
Hello? Hello, how are you, man?
Oh.
Do I sound like I work at a call center? How are you, man? Hi, you're speaking to David Mashabel. I'm recording a show for Podcast and Chill. She put it down. Ah, man.
Oh, come on, man. I really want to talk to her.
You want to try again? One more time? You take.
Or maybe
you
text
you
her and let
take
her
over.
know
You
why.
take over.
Okay. What's her name?
Karabo.
Karabo. I
Karabo.
thought you knew her personally.
No, I don't.
Oh, you said you got her numbers.
Not her.
Oh, okay.
It's not going through. All right, no, let's let it go.
Nah, it's fine. Okay, Phil, you've been trying to get in the Streisand effect, man. Before you go on, though, guys, I gotta let you know you can win yourself a share of over 1 million rands in cash, betting vouchers, or even a brand new car, a 2025 or motor. All you gotta do is until the 5th of July 2025, place a bet of 50 rands or more on Hollywood Bets Durban July race meeting. That means on any one of the races, and that's it. You can be one of the lucky winners. Register using this promo code Chillers and get started with 25 rands plus 50 free spins just on Hollywood Bets. The link is in the comments. And as always, this is for 18 and older. Please check the TNCs. Yeah, you were saying about the Streisand
Yeah, cool.
effect.
So there's this thing called the Streisand effect, right? The law goes like this: that there was a
Take over.
Hello, Mam Karabo.
Oh, Mama, Jehova.
Oh,
How
hello.
are you?
I'm good. How are you? This is Soap and Duga
Thank you, sir.
from Podcast and Chill. We're calling you and we're recording an episode.
Yeah.
And we're talking about your story and what happened. The story that's in the news at the moment about the incidents with the chief whip of your party reprimanding
Yeah,
you.
no, we're not having that chat.
Oh man, you
Oh,
really? Because
Please.
we feel bad for you, and we
man.
thought we should bring it up and just highlight that these things happen to our people. Are you sure?
I'm hugging you in my heart, you guys. Thank you, but we're not having that chat.
Don't drop the phone
man.
on us. We wanted to understand
Yeah.
you, please.
I know it's over. Bye-bye.
Hey.
Yo, let's put up a man.
All right, Askul.
Yes, and you guys are so ungovernable. I'm going to hang up on you guys.
No, let's talk about Terry Mutawi then. And that you'll talk about, right?
What about Ramadan?
Let's talk about the Department of Education and find out the issues that are happening there.
So is this you trying to say I'll talk about that but not talk about my issues?
We're hoping as we talk, you will then say, oh, they're actually a friendly bunch. Maybe they'll allow me. Maybe we can talk about something else. No, not today.
Yeah, no, look, I think you heard it's the press briefing that we had today that we're not going to be voting for Nkabana's budget for reasons that are already out there.
Uh-oh.
The president must fire her. That woman has absolutely no integrity to be leading young people of this country, its students, certainly not the teacher space in academics. So she doesn't hold the necessary type of integrity to be leading that department.
So today you're saying you're firing the minister, but we'll find out what happens as the week goes. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you so much, you guys. Bye.
Thank you.
Cheers. Oh, wow.
We tried.
Yeah, I got fooled. Yeah, but that Minister of Education just doesn't care, man. I couldn't believe it. I'm still shocked by the bubble gum and her saying integrity. What? She was asked about integrity or what? Credibility is what you'll find on Google.
Let me tell you that story is the craziest thing. It happened many years ago with the Minister of Communications, where you could tell that she was controlled elsewhere. And she had to answer to all this nonsense. And she's in parliament having to answer questions that she clearly has no answers to. And then the Minister of Higher Education is facing exactly the same thing. And our DA is saying, we don't want her anymore. I don't want to turn this into a serious conversation. So let's carry on.
Yes, Streisand effect,
So there's this thing called the Streisand effect, right?
Yeah.
So the logo is like this. There was a story out about Barbara Streisand, the musician, the much-loved Barbara Streisand, and she has power. So when this story came out, she wanted to suppress the story. But in her trying to suppress the story, it made the story bigger because she is Streisand. You get what I'm saying? So that's why the Streisand effect. The reason why I'm bringing it up is this thing, Yahore. Well, Stephanie, if you had just let this go, because you know how it is, social media is very evanescent. Within a week, we move on to a new story.
That's it, yeah.
So now,
Dude.
her coming back with this whole, you guys are bullying me and whatever. Now people are going back, bring up the videos of her
Bullying.
kind of bullying the husband and all of that, right? So I'm just on something like, from now on, if she watches this or she's listening, this is a private matter, obviously, because you guys feel like you need to deal with this, personally, without having to deal with the public. Stop commenting on it, because the more you comment on it, the more you keep the story alive.
Is it true that she was the casting, or she was in charge
Yeah,
of casting?
yeah. That's
When
how they met.
Hungani was trying to get a gig.
That's how people use it. No, people use that clip actually to say it, Kore, because in the video she says he was a struggling actor. And then his reaction is that I was not, But now she was the casting director at Scandal, who she says with her own words that she hired him at Scandal. So power dynamics.
And if the roles were reversed, there was so much outrage.
So the sad thing is that now
saying,
people are using that. Yeah, people are using those kind of clips to kind of like make a case against her. But also I've seen videos of people not liking Hungani and thinking Hungani was not a good husband and all of that. But anyway, my advice: if you don't want people to talk about you, don't give them a reason to talk about you.
I saw the video of I Got You With the Job. It does look cringe. It's
off.
The power dynamics are very strange there. And because he's trying to say, but I was working when you got me this gig. I didn't get this job. Basically, my career is not because of you. It kind of feels that way when you're watching that small little clip. But again, it goes back to the point you made earlier. Only that clip, out of context. You see, we don't know the conversation they were having before or after that. We are seeing that tiny moment. And therein lies the problem with moments like that are used against you years later.
But I also don't understand people who put their relationships on I understand if it's an interview, you don't have that much, control over the edit and all of that, right? They were editing their own videos. I mean, some of these moments I know you want to be real, but some of these moments, I was like, how could you allow this to go out? Because some of it it's a bit much.
Don't take it pressure from the production company or channel.
No,
to say,
nobody's
give us
production company.
This is a YouTube channel.
It's a YouTube thing.
YouTube
channel.
Oh, shit.
It's their YouTube channel.
It's YouTube channel.
They want numbers
that they
cleared.
own. Because sometimes, there are certain conversations that are happening that I'm thinking, at some point, your child is going to be 12, 15.
And they're going to watch this.
They're going to watch that with, you know how kids are in school with bullying, actually. So now they have evidence to actually, embarrass you about your parents.
I didn't know, Johnny. Your mom bullies your dad. That's what happens. You see what I mean? Oh, hell.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, as it turns out, over 70,000 young South Africans file for road accident fund claims. I want you to appreciate this number. It's a big number. If you don't really get in your head, you won't realize that. Over the past 5 years, a staggering 70,743 personal injury claims were lodged with the Road Accident Fund by South Africans between the ages of 15 and 35. This is 43% of all claims at RAF. The question is, why are so many young people getting involved in road accidents? Remember, when you're looking at an accident, there are two ways of seeing it: pedestrian and driver and passengers, Remember, passengers are in the car with you as you're driving, or you're likely to hit someone that is crossing the road, whatever it is that they're doing on the road. When I saw these stats, I said, clearly there's something wrong. There's something wrong that's happening either on our roads, the quality of our roads, or it's just these young people are behaving badly on the roads.
I mean, I'm sure you've traveled a lot and you've seen in other countries and you've seen the difference. I think South Africans, just as a culture, we don't respect road laws like that.
That's
It's not in our culture like to be like, I mean, you've seen in London how people will stop, people will not just cross anywhere, but in South Africa, we just a culture that does not really respect road rules and all of that. So I'm not surprised.
Are you
surprised?
surprised?
I saw you boys that skipped the red light, No, for real. Like my previous car when it got written off.
Yeah.
A cop skipped. I've got it on dash cam. A cop skipped a red light, bomb into me.
Wow.
And he was between those ages, that age bracket. No. He was.
Oh,
sober.
he was sober.
He was sober. It was in the morning. I was going to work. I don't know, man. And I don't want to. I think it would be lazy of me to just say, it's drinking and driving, But it is young people who are going to work, going to school. I remember when I was in Matric, I was taking a taxi. You know what I mean, from Vosloo to Benoni every day. So it's also young people. I don't know, man. I feel like that's going to be the natural number because it's probably young people. Those are the biggest road users on the road, be it public transport or be it they're driving or be it they're walking as well. It's
some of the
most active
population
bracket in our population.
Some of the factors that come across, and I want all of us here to think about it. When you were in your early 20s, brand new car with friends, your respect and relationship with the car is very different. You grow older to respect it differently to when you were a young man with a car. I know I rode with one of my nephews, and I was 5-6 years ago, and I know I'll never drive with him again. The way he was driving was so bad. And to him, this is cool.
Yeah.
There is a level of disrespect. And you said it, road users and also as young drivers. Your behavior as a young kid behind the wheel is very different to when you're older. You grow to respect the car very differently as well. And that's one of the factors.
And I also wanted to emphasize that number is not just about people in the cars. It's talking about, accidents where people get hit by cars.
Yeah, but
that's why I wanted to make sure it's a culture thing where people, And why to go kasi? The zebra walks. What do you call them?
Actually, they are
there.
No, just mean you get what I'm saying? Yeah.
And someone is gonna knock you over for. They don't realize that you've got the right of way as a pedestrian.
No, but you
walk over the zebra
it's
crossing.
Shocking how many people in this country get hit by cars. The number, if you have to find out, I don't know if it would be available in the stats, but it's a big number.
Pedestrian numbers are higher. Probably 43% of the total number of accidents are pedestrians. Every time we hear stats, whatever festive season stats we get, whether it's Easter or December, the highest number is actually pedestrians. We always think it's highway accidents. No, it's actually pedestrians. And now when you then look at the number even further, you realize that it's young pedestrians and young drivers. So it makes it even more scary. Your point is it's more of an issue of they are the biggest number of road users.
It's just pure stats, man. It's the most active, age bracket of the population. So it's people going to school. For example, how many school accidents have we heard of? Where firstly, those school cars are all overcrowded half the time. Have you seen? Clearly like and I don't even know sometimes they can't. Yeah?
Abo malume, angithi.
No, abantwana.
Abo malume, labo driver, abo malume.
But then it's tough, man. Being black is traumatic.
These cars, or their kids are in these cars, or I always ask myself that.
They know.
Do the parents know? This guy has 50 kids in the
parents know.
My mom didn't have a car, right?
Yeah.
Toluti, there's like 2 transports that will go to Vosloo, 2 Alberton, 2 Brackendowns to Glenview Primary School. What choice does she have?
You see?
So it's traumatic being black, man. Like, what option really does she have? Because she doesn't have a car. And she can't, even if she did, she can't drive to Brackendowns early morning.
And then go to work.
And then go to Katlohong to Esibugo Primary Lapa. And then pick me up as well. She can't. So sometimes they leave you in these cars.
Hey, brother, did you see that video of it's a nice video? initially when you watch it, it's a nice video. This guy sees this kid walking alone in the street, and then he stops and offers him some, let me go buy you whatever. It's a beautiful video of somebody doing something nice and getting the kid shoes.
Yeah.
But within that conversation is the fact why is this kid walking alone like this? And why is just a random stranger able to stop? And yes, he's going to go do something nice for the kid, but why is a stranger able to do that? And then you think about stuff like that maybe the mother doesn't have a choice. Maybe there's no other person who can actually walk with this kid to school. There's no other person who can go and pick the child up and all of that. Hey, it's sad, bro.
That one is scary. And I'll tell you where it unsettles me. These kids at intersections with a donation little
I
thing.
don't give.
That thing completely unsettles me.
No! I'm so sorry.
I wasn't
Go
even
on.
done talking.
Yeah, go ahead. I
Don't give. I don't give.
don't give. No. I'm very generous. Ne?
Yes.
But I'm always so conflicted when I give a kid a strategy who's begging for money or asking for donations. Because I'm enabling them to say, this is actually a hustle. I'm validating that hustle.
Yeah.
That's my issue.
100%. My issue is we should not let them be there.
Yeah.
We're dealing with human trafficking at a level that's scary in our country.
Yeah.
If you take one of these kids from Fage Motweni and drive off, that's it.
Oh, God.
And they are there all the time asking for donations. It scares me every time I see
Here's the thing,
it.
though, do you guys know, I mean, I had this, I don't know how true it is. Maybe our chillers can actually, tell us on that. Apparently, some of these mamas with kids, Makonini and whatever, traffic stops and whatever, apparently there's the syndicates that actually hire women who hire out children from other women. It's like some of them is not even their own child.
No, that's a whole thing.
So that 50 rand is not even going to that mama with the 2 kids there. That 50 rand is going
we thought
somewhere.
you knew that.
I did not.
We all know that.
We all know that, dog.
All
Those
South
are
Africans
rented
know
kids.
No, because that generosity comes in when you see that baby. I get it. So now
You can also offer your kid if
Yeah.
you're broke. No, it's a
You
business.
can rent out your kid.
Yes. 50
You
rands
get
a
some money. Yeah.
50 rands a day.
Yeah.
Jeez.
You're a parent.
You're the only person that has
So it's a whole economy, Jay. Whole economy.
Yeah, literally.
On that, man.
They get the kids, drop them off, not even their kids.
Yeah.
I don't, and even those ones.
Yeah.
And the reason is because some of us are giving them money, because when I said we're giving them money, and what we're doing is fueling that fucked up industry.
Yeah.
That industry exists. It's flourishing. It's big. It makes money for those who control the system.
Kid you not.
It's been a lot of fun.
It's been a lot of fun in a typical David Mashebela style. We did it, how long is it? 3 billion hours. I mean, your shows are long, but
They're long.
But you want to remain engaged.
Yeah.
Though, beautiful. I don't know why we've never thought of having Brad Davis as stand-in, eh? Because we've never. Yeah, man, it was really fun. I enjoyed it. Thank you, sir.
I've done this show before. Differently, when
was
we did the
different, though.
interviews and all of that.
Yeah.
I come in once a year, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm that guy.
So check that we're not wrecking a studio.
Yeah. But thank you again. Thanks for the invite. Thanks,
Thank you,
Chillers.
brother.
I hope you stayed throughout the show. We've enjoyed it thoroughly. You have to say goodbye. Thank you again for the visit.
Phil.
No, thank you for having me. But I had fun. I laughed and I learned something. Thank you for the Hungani education. I mean, I'm very fascinated about that. I'm going to be telling people as if I knew all along.
Well, before we close, bro,
Yeah.
I enjoy your feature on 702 with Relebogile.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You
Thank
talked
thank
about
you.
stuff on TV. What's there to watch right now? Because
Yeah.
I always just sit blankly looking at Netflix, Apple TV, and not knowing what to watch.
scrolling.
Yeah, it's so annoying.
Yeah. Look, I mean, you know how sometimes you think you've watched everything, and I always say to people that even when you have guests in your house, let them control remote. You'll discover new shows, you'll discover new things to do, and all of that. So, yeah.
No, and let me put it on a show. Your Friends and Neighbors. Have you seen that show?
Your friends and neighbors. I haven't seen
Yeah.
it.
Please Google the name.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a show on Apple thingy. It's amazing. Especially the end. So, in a nutshell, this guy is like a hedge fund, whatever manager, big, Wall Street guy, loses a job for shagging a junior, right?
Yeah.
And
Power dynamics.
power dynamics.
Yeah.
But he needs to keep up the facade of this rich neighborhood. And no one locks the doors in this neighborhood. And then he starts stealing, like paintings. But the end is so beautiful. And as much as it's got a bit of comedy in it, but the undertones and the messaging just about life and what people work so hard and value and realize that it's not even worth shit.
No, but have you seen
all
that
this
Travis
stuff.
Scott, is coming to South Africa, for his concert? Have you seen the Trainwreck Astroworld documentary?
No.
It is fascinating. It's on Netflix. Go see it right now.
Okay.
It's very fascinating. It's It's gonna make you think a little differently about the man. But hey, he's coming to South Africa. Even got their tickets.
Oh, that's where people died. No, that's where people.
That's where the kids died. I mean, as a Anyway, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
He covered basically everything about Your Friends and Neighbors. It's on Apple TV and it's on its second season now.
The end, though. Oh, man, it makes you think,
Your colleague at 702 has a show also about divorced.
Divorced it's one of those shows that for me, shows like that give me like vicarious embarrassment, like secondhand embarrassment kind of thing. Yeah, so it's people who are famous and have had public divorces. But I think the biggest story from that is the fact that Meliswa Gigaba is trying to interdict.
To fight it off.
Interdict.
Multi-choice to stop. Porn addiction.
Yeah.
No. That's what the wife said.
That's
what she wanted to say.
Yes.
And then I was like, yeah, bro. You got, then you got gigs, apparently. You got gigs and cucumbers. You got cucumbers of all this stuff. Oh, yeah. And he covered it. He interdicted it, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's successfully or not.
No, it's not going to be successful in any way because here's the thing. The argument from MultiChoice is that all the information that is shared there is information that is in the public anyway.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So they most likely going to win. And MultiChoice always wins. You saw what happened with the Queen Mujaji situation. They've got the right lawyers and all of that. But yeah, so that's what's happening. And
interesting.
Go see if you haven't seen it.
Subscriptions, though.
That's how it's showing. But anyway, I was glad to be here. I had a great time. Thank you for inviting me. And finally, I mean, she's still so demure. Sometimes you think people put on a thing. She's just like that. Yeah, you're fact checker. I always feel so sorry for her when I'm watching the show. Now I can see, right? That's how she is.
No,
but yeah,
she's
had a
fine.
great time.
She's
Yeah,
happy.
had a great time.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thank
We
you so
enjoyed it. Thank you again for watching Podcast and Chill. But in Pagama Chilla, Pagam.
I shall figure it.
Yes. See you, buddy. Take care.
If you've made it this far, we really appreciate you guys. Make sure you support by subscribing, liking, sharing, and don't forget to comment. Kezo.
Imenzeni, ay imenzeni, ay ichilas.